Hello and welcome. Today, we are digging into a fascinating business model from a company called RAGP Africa. Now, what they're proposing is pretty bold. A system that they claim can generate wealth from the millions of digital transactions people across Africa are making every single day. So let's jump in and see exactly how they say it's done.
All right, let's start with the big question that sits right at the heart of their entire presentation. Can you really build wealth from something as ordinary as your phone bill? I mean, it's a really powerful idea, right? Let's break down how they answer that.
So their answer doesn't start small. It starts with a huge, continent-spanning vision for the future. Let's look at Section 1, the vision. At the core of everything is this idea of a unified continent, really supercharged by things like the African Continental Free Trade Area. They're picturing a future where Africa basically operates as one massive connected digital marketplace. This is the world they're building for. And here is the sheer scale of that opportunity. They're pointing to the year 2050, when Africa's population is projected to hit an incredible 2.8 billion people. That's the potential market they see, and it is absolutely massive. So in this huge, growing market, who's the company at the center of this pitch? Well, Section 2 introduces us to the player, RGP Africa. In their own words, RAGP Africa is short for Real-Time Aggregator Gateway Payment for Africa. It's a mouthful, I know, but what it really means is they see themselves as a fintech company whose main goal is to unify all kinds of payment solutions. We're talking everything from topping up your phone and agency banking to a full-blown digital marketplace. And here's the data they use to back it all up. Just look at the mobile money transaction volume in Nigeria. It went from about 3 trillion naira in 2020 to a projected, get this, nearly 80 trillion by 2024. That is an explosive wave of growth, and that's the wave they're trying to ride. Now, this leads them to a really critical pivot point in their presentation. They ask this simple but powerful question. Everyone is a consumer, but how many are earners? This is designed to get you thinking and to shift the focus from just the big market to your potential role inside of it. And that question, how to turn consumers into earners, is really the foundation for their whole system. So how does it actually work? Section 3 breaks down what they call their partnership model. Okay, so the system basically has two paths. On one hand, you can be a free user. You get access to the app, you get an affiliate link, and that's about it. Or you can become a premium affiliate. And this is where their whole reward system kicks in, offering you cashback and those multi-level bonuses. And for those premium affiliates, the system is broken into tiers. The entry costs go from 5,000 naira all the way up to $100,000. Now, the key thing to understand here is that a higher buy-in, as they present it, is the way you unlock the ability to earn from deeper and deeper levels of the network you help to build. So how does the system keep track of all this? Well, the most important concept to grasp is something they call point value, or PV. Honestly, you can just think of PV as loyalty points, or maybe like a video game score. Every key action, signing up, upgrading, even just using the services, generates these points. And hitting certain PV targets is what unlocks all the rewards they talk about. Okay, let's get under the hood and look at the core mechanic of their whole wealth generation promise. This is Section 4, the engine, which they've nicknamed the Power of 10. The Power of 10 is what they call their growth model. Now, it's really, really important to remember this is a projection. It's a hypothetical scenario, a what if, that's designed to show how the network growing exponentially could translate into big earnings. Here's a simplified look at how it's supposed to work, using their example of a 20,000 naira entry fee. You bring in 10 people, and you earn 20% bonus on them. Simple enough. But then, if each of those 10 people brings in 10 more, you suddenly have 100 people on your second level, and you earn 10% on them. You can see how, as the network grows, the projected bonus grows, well, dramatically. So basically, the money is presented as coming from two streams. First, you get a direct bonus. That's a big 20% cut for anyone you personally sign up. And then you get an indirect bonus, which is a smaller percentage that you earn from signups made by other people in your network, cascading down through all those different levels. But the system they're presenting isn't just about cash bonuses trickling in. No, it is heavily built around these huge, large-scale incentives that are all tied to accumulating those point values we talked about. So this is Section 5, the promise of rewards and incentives. Okay, so the first big set of goals is what they call the Lifestyle Awards Ladder. The idea is, as you rack up PV, you hit these 5 milestones.
And if you hit all of them, it adds up to a total of 500,000 naira in bonuses. This is positioned as kind of the first big mountain to climb for new partners. After you clear that first ladder, the incentives jump a lot. The next major target requires you to accumulate 250,000 PV. And the reward for hitting that milestone? It's presented as a car award, valued at 5 million naira.
From there, the target quadruples. Hitting 1 million PV unlocks what they call the First House Award, and this one is valued at 15 million naira.
And at the very top of their incentive ladder is the Retirement House Fund. This is the big one. It requires hitting 5 million PV, and it comes with a 50 million naira award. This is really positioned as the ultimate prize for the most successful network builders in their system.
So, after laying all of this out, the vision, the system, the huge potential earnings, how did they try to set themselves apart in what is a very crowded market? Let's get to our final section, the pitch, and why they claim this whole model is different. They pitch their model using these 6 key points. They talk about their tech, like a wallet that works on low internet, and their QR payment systems. But for a model like this, probably the most crucial claim they make is no auto ship. What that means is, unlike a lot of other network marketing systems, they claim partners are not required to make mandatory monthly purchases just to stay active and earn their bonuses. And that brings us to the end of our breakdown of their presentation. It kind of leaves us with a final, thought-provoking question they seem to be asking. In a world that is just moving faster and faster online, where is the future of wealth really found? Is it in owning the platform itself, or is it in building the network that uses it?